Are you looking for the perfect DIY farmhouse decor? In this video, I will be showing you how to make a beautiful farmhouse door hanger, a rustic wood wreath with a cozy fall flare, and a festive Christmas beaded wreath that looks store-bought but costs next to nothing.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started.
All right, for this project, I'm going to use this wood round that I found at Lowe's on clearance. It was originally $10 and I got it for $6.97. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a fresh coat of chalk paint using my Folk Art Rich Black. Then I'm going to put it to the side to finish drying. And I'm going to take this welcome sign that I got from Dollar Tree and removing that hanger from the back of it just using my little screwdriver set from Dollar Tree. And once that is nice and removed, we're going to put that to the side for any other different project that might come up in the future and never throw away any hardware. Then I'm going to paint the whole thing with linen white chalk paint from Rust-Oleum. Now that everything is dry, we're going to put this together. To adhere this welcome word to my wood round, I am going to use a combination of Fix All adhesive and some hot glue. Here you can see how I added the Fix All. The camera turned off when I did the hot glue, but you all know how to do that, so you don't need me to show you. I just went ahead and positioned that, and it was the perfect size for this wood round. Now we are going to embellish it with some of this greenery from Dollar Tree. I'm going to just open it up, and I use 3 sprigs or 3 pieces here for each side. I'm just going to go ahead and take my snips there and just cut off each individual sprig off, and then put them on each side there. And then I'm going to take this other type of greenery that I got from Dollar Tree also. This is boxwood, I want to say. They just call it greenery at Dollar Tree. So I get them confused all the time. But this one looks like rosemary. So I'm going to position them as you see there. Trying to do it nice and natural looking. And then I'm coming in with the other greenery I mentioned earlier. We're going to do the same thing, cut them off and put them on each side. Trying to mix them up in between the other ones just so it looks a bit more natural. And then I took a piece of jute cord and I'm going to just create a swag with both colors. And I just tied the jute cord in the middle right there, doing a double knot. And then I wrap the excess jute cord all the way around in that middle section there, just so I have a thicker surface area so I can add some hot glue to the back of this and attach it to the wood round. A cool trick that I came up with to not have your first knot there slip off is just add a little bit of hot glue to it and then tighten it up, wait until the hot glue dries, and that keeps it in place. And then you're able to tie that other knot right on top of it and your knot stays nice and thick. Here you see me how I'm wrapping that excess all the way around, going to the side. Once I get to the end, I change directions and go to the other section. And then I tack down that last little piece down with a bit of hot glue. Then I added hot glue to the back of the same jute cord and place it right there, right above where that hanger is. Then I created a bow using this ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby, also on clearance. So I crisscrossed the ribbon as you see there. Made sure that my tail there was long like I liked it. Then I'm going to loop it from the bottom, creating a loop underneath the other one. Then cross it over to the top, creating a loop in the top and a tail on the other end. Then I scrunched it up in the middle. And I took this piece of elastic that I got off a shoe that I bought somewhere. I find craft supplies everywhere, and I save them as you see here. Then I'm going to go ahead and tie that with triple knot in the back, cut off the excess from that, dovetail the ends of both of my tails by folding them long ways as you see there and cutting a triangle upward to reveal this beautiful end. And I repeated that with the other side. Then I added a bit of hot glue to the back of the bow and positioned it right on top of the jute cord in the middle of the greenery. And that is it for this project. Please let me know in the comment section what do you think about this one. My friend, today's video is part of the Wood Round or Wreath Wednesday collaboration that is hosted on the fourth Wednesday of each month. And in this collaboration, we do DIYs using wood rounds or wreath forms. And it is hosted by my amazing friend Audia from DIY with Audia, myself, Loli from Loli's Creations. And this month, we have the privilege of having the talented Anna from the Grace Life Home Decor and Lifestyle as our guest host. The links to the channels and the playlist will be linked in the description box below and also pinned in the comments. Make sure to head on over to the channels, the playlist, and show everyone some love. For this project, we'll be using 3 of these set of 3 wood round pieces from Dollar Tree. I got these some years back. They carry them in 3 and 2 pieces per pack. I'm going to arrange these in a circle, leaving some space in between each one of them so I can put on another wood round. Then I took some more wood rounds that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to place one directly on top of the openings of the other 2. Then I'm going to add a little bit of some wood glue to the edges of the 2 that are in the bottom and place that one right there in the middle to complete a circle. Just make sure everything is nice and straight. Here I forgot to leave my openings or my little hanger holes towards the top. So thank God I noticed before that glue set. So I'm going to make sure that that hole is towards the top right there and reposition that circle. The second one here was a little bit more stuck than the other one. So it took a little bit of work to get that one off. So make sure you do this properly from the get-go. Here, mishap number 1. I'm always messing something up, guys, but here we go. This is the honest truth. This happens when we craft. We make mistakes, and that is quite all right. So here, I'm making sure that both holes are even, making sure that my circle is still circular. And then I'm going to let it sit and dry overnight. Next day, look how nice and sturdy this is. All right, now we're going to embellish it with some of this greenery that I got last fall at Dollar Tree. I'm going to just go ahead and cut off the bottom section of it, going to the last little indentation there at the bottom, cutting that off with my snips. And I repeated the same process with the other one also. Once both pieces were cut off, we're going to just arrange this right here to the bottom from each side, trying to make it as even as possible. And then we're going to glue it right here to this bottom wood round with some hot glue. I just fluffed my picks before making this permanent. So here you see me how I'm adding some more hot glue over the other green piece, making sure again that the 2 are symmetrical on each side. I fluffed them as that was setting. And then I'm taking some of this ribbon that I got from Michael's, I believe, or Hobby Lobby for 90% off. They were originally $7.99 for this big roll, and I got it 90% off, so I only paid 79 cents for this. I'm going to just do my crisscross applesauce bow here with 2 loops, just crossing it as you see there from one side to the other, leaving tails on each end. I wasn't happy with how long my tail was here, so I'm going to go ahead and redo it. And here you can see a little bit better how I keep crossing them over the original bow, making sure that my loops are symmetrical. And once I'm happy with it, we're going to go ahead and cut off the excess ribbon from the bottom. Then I'm going to just place this down right here. Apparently, I was still not happy with it. I'm fluffing it more, making sure that it is even. Sometimes I could be very, very particular about my bows. So once I was finally happy, I'm going to just hold it in place there with my scissors. And I'm going to take this second roll of ribbon that I got also from Hobby Lobby on clearance, 79 cents also. And it's a huge roll, much, much bigger than the ones at Dollar Tree. And we are doing another bow in the same manner. I'm doing a crisscross as you see there, then crossing it out on the opposite sides to reveal 2 loops on each side, and then cutting off that excess ribbon. Then I'm going to position this bow on top of the previous bow. I'm going to scrunch it up in the middle and then take a piece of jute twine and tie this bow with 2 knots, having the knots on the back. My friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, so once that was nice and tight, we're going to cut off that excess. And then we're going to take the tails of our bows and fold them long ways. And then go ahead and cut a triangle upward to reveal a nice dovetail. And I did that with all 4 of the tails. And I just burned off the edges to avoid any fraying. Next, I added some hot glue to the back of my bow and position it right there at the center of the greenery. For a hanger, I'll be using some of this ribbon. I'm going to take the edge and just roll it on itself very tinily, is that a word? Anyway, I rolled it up really small, added a little bit of hot glue to the end of it. And here, use your finger protectors, guys. I don't have much feeling on my fingers, so I just rolled it there to make it, like a little needle. Then I fed that through that hole at the 2 pieces of wood round that before I had in the holes were in the wrong position. I fed it through there, pulled it through. I can't talk today, guys. I'm sorry. Then I made a knot right here at the end, made it nice and tight, made sure that it will not go through that hole, and then cut off the excess piece of that ribbon from that edge, revealing a nice and neat knot there. And I repeated the same process with the other hole right there as well. And that is it for this one. Let me know. Actually, no. We are going to embellish it. I thought the bow needed a little something. So I'm taking one of these little picks that I got from Dollar Tree and cutting off that little pumpkin off a bit and gluing it onto the middle of my bow, just using a little bit of hot glue. And now this was the perfect finishing touch for this, I thought. You let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this whole project? I absolutely love it.
I started by using one of these beaded garlands from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint it using my full card gold paint. I gave it a total of 3 coats. Once that dried, I'm going to come in with this pick of poinsettias and this other pick. They are both coming from Dollar Tree. I am cutting them to individual stems so I'm able to arrange them in the ways that I want. I'm going to create 2 separate bouquets using 2 of these red poinsettias on each one. Some of the flowers were deformed, so I'm going to use my heat gun to heat it up and try to straighten them up to come back to the state they were in before. Then I take this pick from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm going to remove that tag and cut this into individual stems. Then I took 3 of the pieces and bunched them together, and I'm going to combine it with 2 of the poinsettias to form my bouquets. I just kept arranging the flowers and the picks in the back until I was happy with the outcome. Then I took some zip ties from Dollar Tree and I'm going to tie this bunch together using it. And I'm repeating the same thing to create the other bouquet. Once I was happy with both bouquets, I just cut off that excess zip tie, and now we are going to attach it together onto our ring here. But first I cut off the excess stems from the bottom. I didn't want them to be poking out on the other side. So I cut them kind of medium because I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to place them. I can always tie this on and then trim them. So here I am buttoning them very close together, and I'm going to use again zip ties to attach this to the wreath form. However, I kept the zip ties very loose until I was happy with the placement, and then I tightened it. So here you see me exactly putting the bouquets on, trying to figure out exactly the placement of them and how close I want them to each other. And once I'm happy with that, I'm going to add those zip ties to the back, but again, I'm keeping them loose so I have any space for me to maneuver or change things. So here I'm happy, and I tightened up my zip ties, and I'm adding a couple more for some stability and some security as well. My friends, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for clicking on my video. Thank you for watching. and I hope you enjoy it. To my subscribers, you guys know I love you dearly. Thank you so much for your ending support. I truly appreciate you. All right, my friends, as you see here, I'm cutting off those extra pieces of the stems to clean it up a little bit in the back. And here I'm fluffing my flowers all over again and bending this. This one was poking out a little bit too far out. So I took another zip tie to tie this down to make this a little bit more symmetrical. And the other side was not too bad. It was enough with me just bending it towards the wreath form a little more and then stretching out those picks. And once I was happy with the placement, I'm just going to remove that extra pieces of, actually here, I removed a piece from that stem and re-added my poinsettia. It was sticking up a little bit further than the other ones and I didn't like how it worked out. And I just added a little bit of hot glue on the piece and put my poinsettia back on, and that fixed it. And that is it for this one. Look how cute that is. My friend, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you enjoyed today's content, here is some more videos you are sure to enjoy. Thank you again so much for watching. You're amazing. Bye.